So it's the 14th of Jan today, and this is a quick workout. I filmed it on my phone, just at the gym pre my night shift. I do 4 nights in a row normally for work, 10-hour night shifts each. Sort of start at 9 p.m. and you finish about 7:30 a.m. And look, tonight it wasn't really a structured workout. It was sort of, the gym was busy. I'm about to go to work, so I'm not going to smash myself too hard, but it was more about just getting in there and getting a quick pump on, just working out on whatever machines I could grab a hold of, and then getting out and going to work. So it was a quick one. It's probably about 45 minutes. Bit of emphasis on chest, so I did did machine seated press here. Worked my way up to 70 kilos for 12 reps. Did some machine like the pec deck. Worked my way, didn't go too heavy on that, went to about 35 kilos on that for 3 sets of 10. And then afterwards we did bench press, where I sort of just sat on 20 aside, so 60 kilos all over for the bench press, and I did 4 sets of 8 in the end. A little bit tricky filming here today, so it's a bit dodgy. I filmed it on my phone. The GoPro wasn't charged, so I sort of had to charge it in the car on my drive to work so that I could use it for my next run, which I do later in the night. So in my night shifts I normally run on my breaks. I normally run about 5k on my breaks, which takes me about 20 minutes. We have hour-long breaks where I work, so it gives me time to put my 5k in, have a cool-down stretch, and then have a shower and get back to work. But this workout was very much sort of just get in there, get it done. I did some pulls at the end as well. I did some incline rows, and then I did some sort of loo raises at the end just to round off my shoulder and my back maintenance. It's like a maintenance session, this one. It's more like you're gearing into night shifts, so you're not going to try and train hard. It's going to be a day where you train light, but you're just getting into those movements. You're sort of trying to touch a little bit of everything to make sure you don't lose it. So you can do a bit of chest, a little bit of back, a little bit of shoulders, just to sort of round off and touch on everything a little bit on the upper body, because I know I probably won't be hitting it as much in the next 3 days. While I'm working, it will predominantly be cardio. And I think something that I'm trying to implement more in my training is probably, like I said, with deadlift and squat. Well, mainly deadlift at the moment. The squat hasn't been going so good with my hip, but the bench press as well, just to build strength. I think instead of just doing it, whenever you do chest, I think if I can incorporate it 2 or 3 times a week with deadlift and squat, I think I can improve my bench press. Look, 60 kilos was probably, I was maxing out and doing 4 reps on that, a month ago. So I can do sort of 10 to 12 reps to max out, or 12 reps to max out. I can do 8 to 12 reps comfortably. And I do that for 4 or 5 sets. So looking to get stronger, I can sort of max. I can do 80 kilos for 1 rep. And that's it. So I'm just trying to make some consistency in my strength training, and not just do it for the sake of doing the movement. I want to try and get some improvement out of my bench press. I'm going to incorporate it a little bit more, like my deadlift, like hopefully my squat, once I figure out what's going wrong with my hip. And man, I tell you what, these loo raises for my shoulder and my back, I know I said it a couple times in my other logs, but man, these are just the most effective maintenance I've found. For one, at the start of each session, you warm up your shoulders and your back beautifully with these. Primarily for me, I can feel it more in my back and my lats, as my sort of both my scapulars retract when I move the plates above my head, but my shoulders as well. I wouldn't say passively, but probably my back's probably working 60%, my shoulders are working 40%. in this movement, so it's definitely a good way to warm up and cool down as well. I did this sort of as my cool down. Uh, After the bench press, I did 4 sets of 10 with the cable pull on the incline, and then this was my warm down before I went to work. Just such a gem, such an efficient and effective movement, and it's not very complex, and you don't need a lot of weight for it, and yet you are able to get noticeable development in your back. Like I've noticed that some of the muscle groups that I don't predominantly use in my back workouts are becoming more prominent now because of these loo raises. Fantastic exercise. Look, that's enough from me. Night shifts, I'm a little bit blurry in the head, so I won't ramble on too much. I think I'm recording this at 8:43 in the morning, and I finished work at 7:30 this morning, so I'm gonna go to bed after this. So cheers, and I'll see you in the next log, eh?